Hi, Amy. It's so great to be connecting with you again. How are you?
I'm wonderful. Thank you for having me again.
Yeah, we're glad to have you back and get your expert advice on how we can make our dating profile better and really make it stand out so that we can get as many matches as possible.
Yeah, that's my goal to help you today for sure. Definitely give you some really good tips around that.
Right, right. I know it's right up your alley, and we're looking forward to what you have to say. So, my first question is, what are some of the key things that people look for in a dating profile? What are the first things that catch their eye?
You know what? Photos. Photos are everything. We're visual as humans. So it's important to use that to highlight yourself. And essentially, your dating profile is your marketing ad, right? And when you don't put enough effort in your photos, you really lose the momentum, and people kind of go, "Oh, they're not really trying."
Mhm.
That's one. And the second part is having a bio. A lot of people don't write anything in their profile and they just rely on photos, and that's not enough. If I want to engage you and have a conversation with you, I don't know what to start with, if you don't leave me any information.
Right, so those can be a good reference for icebreakers, basically, a little blurb about yourself.
Absolutely. And so the dating profile itself, you should have something written, but not too long, not too short. It needs to be something that really represents your authentic self and gives them a story about who you are, not just how pretty you are or how good looking you are. Like, who are you and your values, and what do you like to do, and what's it like to hang out with you?
Hmm. Hmm. And in your experience, what are some common mistakes that people make when they create their profile?
Yes, thank you for asking that question, because the major mistake I see is being negative. Like,
Oh.
just a list of, I don't want this, I don't want that. If you're a player, don't write me. If you just want sex, don't write me. I mean, it comes off so, like, there's so much bitterness
Yeah.
that it turns you off, even if you're a really good looking person. And I like what you're saying, but then you end with all those things. It shows me that you've been burnt a lot, and maybe something is maybe wrong with you, right? Why are you picking these type of people? So and I say that with a lot of my clients, they always say that's one of the red flags that they look for:
Mhm.
negativity.
And what are some examples of that?
Yeah, some of the examples is, I don't want anyone that just wants to hook up. And it's funny because when you're saying that, I don't want anyone to hook up, the people that you end up drawing in are those people, because like attracts like. So you're speaking their language, right? Or somebody that says, if you're here for a fling, pass me by, don't write me. Or, if you're a player, don't write me. All those things. Like, it just comes from a very negative place. What you want to do is really focus on the positive things. So if you don't want a player, what do you want? You're looking for someone with, that wants a commitment, right?
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
focus on those type of things rather than sit in the negative space.
Right, right. I agree. I totally agree. I mean, we want someone who gives out good vibes,
Yeah.
you know. Yeah.
Like attracts like, if you want good vibes, you put it out there. You want
Mhm.
negative ones, that's what you'll draw in with those type of statements.
Right, right. Yeah, I love that. And how can we create a profile that's authentic to who we are, that shows the real us?
Yeah, in my online dating program, I focus on having the singles answer a questionnaire, and the questionnaire focuses on core values, interests, and then what type of relationship and ideal partner would fit in their world. And that's kind of the um, structure of the bio, right? A
Mhm.
lot of us don't we list, we just talk about ourselves. We dump almost. It's like a big red flag when I see somebody's profile that says I. And
Mm,
there's nothing about what my ideal partner is. If you're, they don't talk about any core values. There's nothing that's saying that they want a long-term relationship, with the right person. Like there's not enough meat in there to tell me like what you're looking for. And like I said, it's a marketing ad, right? So whatever you write in there, whatever you're getting is because of your profile. If you're
mhm.
not liking your results, then you have to tweak it. And you have to talk about what you're looking for in a partner so that they can kind of go, oh, that sounds like me. I should write her.
Right, right. I mean, is there such a thing as too much information? Like, for example, should you say that, like, for example, kids, like if you're a single mom or if you don't want kids, is that something that you can mention?
I definitely do think you can be upfront with that. If somebody's wants kids or doesn't want kids, they need to know that upfront. You don't want to hide that information. But there is too much information. Like when I see uh, a dating profile that is like 10 pages long,
Yeah.
it's like I know some of what their intent is. I'm just going to be upfront about who I am, and then whoever's going to read it is going to write me, and that means that they know everything. I don't have to like explain anything. But the whole purpose of dating online is to date and get to know each other. So
Mhm.
by doing all that, you're taking away the whole, process of getting to know each other in person and building a connective relationship.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, and also the parameters and the categories that are available for your profile is different in every platform, like on apps, different online websites. They have different categories, and there's only so much you can talk about yourself. For example, on certain apps, you can only have certain number of words.
Yep.
I think that also needs to be something that you got to take into consideration.
Yeah, and you have to be poignant. If you have less words, then focus on some core values.
Harder. I think that's harder because, like, how do you know, describe yourself in say 100 words? It's.
And that's where you have to write down, like sit down with, a notebook and say, okay, what are my top 3 core values that are important
Yeah.
to me? What are the values, the skills that, or the things I want to share with my partner,
Mm,
right?
mhm.
Make that profile work for you.
Yeah.
You only got a few seconds.
Right. Right. I mean, that's your elevator pitch, basically.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. So really got to put some thought into it if you want to get a high quality partner. Um, and my last question is photos. I know you mentioned that it is the most important part of your profile because we are very visual. So do you have any recommendations as to what type of photos we should put up?
Yeah, you want to have at least 5 photos. Those people that have like 20, 30, that's kind of overkill. That's too much.
Yeah.
And then if you have like 20 selfies of yourself, that's also not good. What you do want is maybe like a headshot, one with full body shot. There's been studies that show that people that have full body shots get more responses,
Oh,
right?
interesting.
And we want them to be current. We want your photos
Yeah,
to tell a
that's
story.
really important.
Yeah. Well, sometimes people will put like photos from like 10 years ago.
Yeah, especially if you're dating like slightly older people in their like 30s or 40s and they put pictures of what they look like in their when they were in their 20s and it's no
Yeah.
that
It's like, and I think that's it. It's like we have to be proud of who we are right now.
right,
The
yeah.
person that's going to meet us online is going to meet us in person, anyways.
Sure.
And if you're not showing and representing yourself authentically and genuinely in the beginning, then it does show the person on the other side like, maybe this person isn't very confident in themselves. Maybe there's some insecurities that they're hiding, and they're lying to me already up front, which is
Mhm.
not good.
Yeah.
So definitely your photos should tell a story, be current, and have some fun with it. If you're into sports, maybe a photo with you and your favorite sports team.
Mhm.
That right there helps like the reader go, hey, I love the Cubs as well. Tell me when your last game was like that you went to, so it creates a conversation starter.
Right, right. Wow, that's great. Thank you so much, Amy. It looks like we covered quite a lot of ground here. Um, it's been a real pleasure to speak with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you again for having me. This was so much fun.
All right. Bye.
Bye.